Hello there, I'm Muir Laws. I'm an artist, a scientist, and an explorer, and I want to share with you today this painting by Tony Foster. Anytime you look at a painting, your experience is going to be mediated by what the artist has created and presented in front of you, and your own experience and background. As a scientist, I've studied a little bit about the geology of the Earth. So when I look at this painting, I get really excited. I've researched this mountain, Parinacota, in the Andes. The geology of this mountain is carefully and lovingly mapped with every brush stroke, and it reveals the stories of this mountain. So this is a stratovolcano. If you think of like the classic image that we all have of a volcano, sort of steep sides, it's cone-shaped, there's a little crater at the top. This is one of those. And this kind of volcano is created by smaller eruptions that come up, and then lava will flow down the sides of it. And one lava flow will come out this way, the next one will come out this way. When a lava flow comes out, it makes that side where the lava comes out, the magma comes out and hardens into a slightly higher spot than the other side. So the next time it comes out, it's going to go down a different path. So with magma coming down this way one time, this way the next, this way the next, this way the next, the cone keeps this perfect shape and gets taller and taller and taller. So it's made out of layers, and you get this beautiful shape. Well, at the end of the Ice Age, this volcano was about the same size and shape. But back then, there was a giant landslide, about 3 times bigger than the big landslide that, of the big earth movement we saw with Mount St. Helens. And a huge chunk of this mountain sloughed off and rushed across the floor of the valley here. And when it did, it made a hummocky terrain all around it, and it dammed this lake. And then subsequent to that, another eruption, another eruption, another eruption, the volcano has grown again. And so we have this perfect, it's now back to about the same size that it was pre-landslide. So all of these geologic tales are mapped into this precise watercolor. You can see some really interesting parts of this. So these little cones down here. So these are little sort of sub-volcanic cones popping up around the base of it. This right here is a lava flow. And you look into the lava flow and it looks ropey. So each of those ropes is a different little trail taken by magma coming out of the volcano and then hardens. And just like the magma took different trips down the side of this, the next little slosh of magma coming down this has then gone in a different direction. So you get this snake-like ropey mass of lava spilling out in an alluvial fan at the base of the mountain. The geology of this piece is exquisite. And you can just look at the texture of the landslide forms here, with new kind of cones popping up in them. And you can compare that with the textures of the volcano itself. So that's the geology side of me, just getting really excited. But also as an artist, this is a really interesting example of how do you show the difference between, say, a reflection and a shadow. So the dynamics of what's happening and the mechanics of reflections are totally different than shadows. But a lot of people kind of conflate and confuse those things. But look at what's going on here. So there's an art lesson built into this. The sun in this painting is over in that direction. How do I know that? There's a shadow on this side of the mountain, not on this side. And you look at the locations of the shadows here. So on these little shrubs here, there are shadows that are going off in this direction. So if you draw a line along that points this way, that means the sun is out in that direction there. So the shadows go the opposite direction of the sun. But a reflection is the image of whatever you're looking at flipped straight down. So the top of the volcano, its reflection, you notice, that's straight below it. Shadows are out at an angle relative to the position of the sun, but a reflection is always straight down below the reflecting object. If you were to walk around to a different position on the side of the lake, you would then be looking at a different reflection. Everybody sees the same shadows, but everybody sees a different reflection. So if you went way over here, you would still be seeing the reflection of this volcano straight below this point, but we'd be looking at it from this view. You're seeing a different reflection. Everybody has their own reflection. Similarly, everybody, when you look at a painting like this, everybody's going to have a different experience. Part of the experience of looking at a piece of artwork is, what did Tony Foster bring to the experience? What can you learn from his representation of this landscape? And then you yourself are going to bring your own memories and experience to that. So there's the artist share, there's the viewer share, and those come together. And it's interesting to sort of see how the same piece of artwork, different people will find different parts of that excite and inspire them. And I invite you to do that with the work of Tony Foster. As you look into these paintings, decide for yourself, what is it that gets you really excited? What are the pieces that for you really light you up? And that is your viewer share coming and meeting the artist share that Tony has put before you. And that's what makes viewing artwork such a joyful, unique, and personal experience.